Hello and welcome back to the Grading in Blackboard video series. This is part 2 of the video series on grading in Blackboard. This time we'll take a closer look at grading each of the 3 basic types of grade items in Blackboard: discussions, assignments, and tests. In our Blackboard course, we're going to start with discussions. So let's navigate to discussions here. Again, you can get to discussions for grading in a lot of different ways. Review part 1 if you need a refresher on navigating. Basically, everything comes back to the user activity screen. So we're just going to go into discussions and go into the forum and click on the grade discussion forums button. And that's fairly simple. No matter who we're grading here, we can click on the grade button. And like I said, we'll end up at the user activity screen. So in this video, I wanted to cover in a little more detail some of the features of the user activity screen beyond just the fact that you can see all of their posts and replies here. You can see the date and time. You can look at the forum statistics overall. So you can see that this student posted a total of 2 posts, their last post date, the average length of their post, their minimum length of their post, the maximum, and the average position. You can launch the full content editor by clicking on the italicized A. And there you have the opportunity to give feedback with the video mashup tools. If you wanted to give video feedback to student instead of just text-based, you have the full text editor. Again, if you don't see all 3 lines of tools, click out the double down arrows on the upper right corner. So provide any feedback you'd like here. You can attach a file as feedback. You can add notes here. These notes are only viewable by the instructor, so the student won't see anything that you put in the grading notes, and that's indicated here with the word private. So you can also save your grading as a draft, so if you want to provide some feedback but then you're going to come back later and update it, you can do so. Now let's take a look at grading assignments. Assignments have to be graded from either the needs grading area or from the full grade center, so they can't be accessed through the assignment in the lessons area. So we're going to look at this sample assignment, and we're going to select, we can select any one of the attempts. We're going to focus a lot on the inline grading functions when we're talking about assignments. When students submit their work, they have the option to submit a file or to submit written text in a text box. So we're looking here at the text submission, which comes up first, and then typically the student's actual work is a file attachment. So if there is only a file attachment and not a written submission, then that will show up. But if you see just the submission text, look for a file submission. Student comments will show up only in the right-hand pane. Okay, once we've selected the attachment, we'll see the item in the screen and we can preview it and we can make comments here. Now if you only see a small box with the name of the file, that's because it's not a file type that is functional in the preview screen for the inline grader. Only Office documents, so that's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then PDFs will display. So if they have an older version of Word or if they have an image file, it won't display here. So we can click on the comments button, then we can make comments in the margins for students. We can also draw, and this is helpful if you have a math assignment, so you can kind of point to where they went wrong on their assignment. I put smiley faces. You can also highlight their text. You can also do a strike through and put a correction. So that's helpful for English or writing submissions. It gives you a lot of the basic functionality for markups in the inline grader there. Then you can also enter the score here. If you have a rubric, you'll have a little button to click where you can open up the rubric. We'll talk more about those in the next video. Your feedback would go here. Again, the full text editor can be launched with the italicized A. File attachments are available here, and you can add notes that will only be visible by the instructor. Once you've completed grading the assignment, you have the option to save it as a draft or submit it for students to view. With tests, we have to grade either from the needs grading or the full grade center. Here we've gone to the full grade center and we're going to select this attempt We'll click on the attempt to view it. Click on the words test information. It will pop out some of the statistics about the test. So it will show us their current grade, the status, which in this case is needs grading because it hasn't been graded yet, the amount of time that they used, their start time, their finish time. You can even click the access log to see how much time they spent on each question. You can clear their attempt. That's resetting the attempt right there. So here we have a question that needs grading, indicated by this exclamation point. So this is not an automatically graded item. It's not multiple choice or true false. It's an essay question. The question is here. The student's answer is here. And then if you had, when you built the essay question, put in anything in the correct answer box, and that's helpful if you have that displayed to students in the feedback options, and it's helpful when grading. So you would review the response here and provide the points here. If you had a rubric attached, you could view the rubric. You could use the rubric for scoring, save it that way. We'll talk again in detail about rubrics in the next video. So we have our points scored for that question. The other questions on this test were multiple choice and they were automatically scored. You can review those just to make sure that that's correct. You can provide feedback here to the student, and again the grading notes are going to be visible only to the instructor. Once you've finished, you'll click submit and the grade will be displayed in the grade center and students will see it in the grades area as well. Okay, so now we have explored all of the information that's provided in the user activity screen when we're grading discussions, the inline grader functions when grading assignments, and grading non-auto gradable items in tests. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you'll review the next video in the series when we talk about rubrics, which are super helpful. In the meantime, as always, be awesome.